What is this? What am I doing here? The feeling of dread grows, working its way into my belly, my chest. Something's not right. Something's not right. But there's a large shadow just up ahead. A figure, bowed and shuddering, and my instinctive urge to move towards it wins out against my desire to retreat. Gidget? I don't know why I say it. How could that be Gidget? Why would Gidget be here? And yet some part of me knows. Knows even as the shadow stops, twitches, rises. Knows even as it turns around to look at me, eyes yellow and gleaming against the dark.
Oh, Iggy, you're here.
Gidget, I came to find you. Let's get out of here, yeah? I see her head tilt, her eyes blink.
Why would I want to leave?
We don't belong here! None of us do! I take a step forward, ignoring the alarm bells going off in my head. Just look what this place has turned you into!
Turned me into?
A laugh. I could see the shoulders of her shadowy form tremble.
This place has helped me achieve what I never thought possible. It's made me perfect.
A pause, and I see her eyes narrow into slits.
But you wouldn't understand that. You've never understood anything about me, have you, Iggy?
I understand enough to know that this isn't you. Enough to know that you have a life, a real life, outside of this world of make-believe. People who love you, a family. Gidget's gaze goes towards the ceiling, almost as though peering up into that world above our heads.
Family. Yes. I must create a family.
What? That's not what
But don't worry. I finally accomplished that too. No thanks to you.
I see her face tighten, her brows curl.
I finally settled down, got in my house with the big yard, found someone to love me, to please me.
Her eyes squeeze shut, almost as though in pain. Then she gives a little grunt, and I hear something splash into the water behind her. I take a step back in confusion, water sloshing against my ankles. Gidget, however, just smiles, reaches behind her. And when she straightens again, she's holding one of those giant, gooey orbs. The same ones I'd seen hanging from the ceiling. It pulses and throbs in her arms, heavy and weeping as it drips thick sinews of muck across her skin and into the water.
And now I have a family too. My mother would be so proud, Iggy. The perfect daughter, the perfect woman, the perfect life.
I see something squirming and wriggling inside the orb. Almost like a tiny baby spider. It's at this moment that Gidget moves forward, towards me, standing all the way up, taller and taller, and I see her lower half for the first time. It's become mutated and swollen, a giant fleshy abdomen poking out from the back of her purple dress, and from it spawn 8 titanic legs, each one thick and haired and sharp, so fucking sharp. cutting through the water like knives as she floats towards me. My eyes nearly bug out of my head. Back. Ah! Ah! I scramble backwards so quickly I lose my balance and go down with a splat. My backside throbs from the impact, water seeping into my clothes, my hair. But still, I can't pull my eyes away from the abomination monopolizing my vision. Gidget's lips curl into a bone-chilling half-moon.
I'll have so many children soon, once they hatch. I wasn't sure it would work, since I created them and all, the dolls. But they did, Iggy!
I could see tears glistening through the yellow glow of her eyes.
And once I laid one, I couldn't get enough. I wanted more, a whole family, my family. That's the power of this place, the power to make your dreams come true. Gidget!
I can barely find my voice, my breath trembling on my lips. What have you done to yourself? Her lips twitch. Then I see her eyes snap back into sharpened focus.
I see. This still isn't good enough for you, is it? I'll never be good enough, is that it?
She takes a menacing step towards me, long, segmented legs clicking with the movement. That's not what
No one is good enough for you, are they?
This brings the smile back to her face, and for a moment, her gaze goes unfocused, hazy.
You're just like my mother.
A laugh, as though she's watching something humorous play out on her eyelids.
Stupid bitch of a woman.
Then her eyes snap back towards me.
Stupid bitch of a man. Unable to fuck the woman of his dreams.
I attempt to crawl backwards as she towers over me, mucus-like strands of oozing muck dripping off the egg, dripping off her arms.
But it doesn't matter. I don't need you anymore.
A giggle. It starts as a tiny trill inside her throat that grows and grows before bursting out of her lungs.
No one needs you. Because you're nothing. Just a broken doll beyond repair. Why waste my time trying when I have countless replacements,
She holds out the egg, and one of the pulsing sinews dangling from the ceiling latches onto it, curling and coiling around the gluttonous mass.
But don't worry. I do know something you'd be good for.
Free of the egg, she brings her hands to her cheeks, grin stretching hungrily as she peers down at me.
My babies will need food when they hatch. And I'd love to give them something fresh.
Something in this must finally ping something in my brain, because in the next second, I bolt. I twist backwards, heart beating in my ears as I scramble to my feet, water splashing, shoes slipping. Then sprint towards the exit so fast I barely have time to dodge the hanging eggs and webs. Running. Fuck. But before I could so much as near the tunnel, Gidget is there. There and huge and looming over me like an impenetrable wall. She's fast. Extremely fast. Faster than anything I could have imagined. I spin back around, feet nearly sliding out from under me as I change directions. Willing speed, willing control back into my floundering legs.
Where are you going, Iggy?
Her voice sings behind me.
Wouldn't you like to see them when they hatch? I bet they'll have your eyes.
I go careening back across the room, slipping and sliding in the slop, batting my way past the rows of glowing, throbbing eggs. There has to be another way out. There has to be something. Ah! but Gidget's already in front of me again, like a cat in the night. She moves so soundlessly I can't even hear her, only jump backwards as her glowing eyes jump out at me from the darkness.
Just think of how you'll be helping them, giving them the nourishment they need to grow and thrive. Then you could be part of them forever, part of my family.
I half-trip this time as I scramble back towards the opposite wall. I can barely hear, barely see, barely register anything that's going on around me. Simply screaming at my legs to keep moving, keep powering through the murk and muck. A flash of something to my left. I dodge right. Do a little hop skip as I narrowly avoid a hanging egg, then catch sight of the tunnel entrance again out of the corner of my eye. I'm close, and the coast appears to be clear. But even as I twist towards it, the momentum of my previous dash keeps me sailing forward. And before I can stop myself, I go flying into an especially thick cluster of webs. Fuck! I attempt to pull away, jerking my hand forward and free of the offending fibers. But there's another right in front of it. The thick tendrils wrench and coil themselves around my wrist, sticky and tough between my fingers. I twist. Tug! It has my shoulders now, clinging to the cloth of my shirt, stretching as I heave and strain, but thick, too thick, refusing to break, and instead wrapping itself tighter with my every wriggle. I try kicking, try wrestling and bouncing and flailing my feet, but that just exposes my legs to the sticky threads. And soon even my knees and ankles are caught, limbs thrust out at awkward angles as my body sags, suspended in the air above the water. Tears spring to the corners of my eyes as I continue struggling, continue squirming. But nothing works. I am completely and hopelessly stuck. I hear my heartbeat in my ears as I hang there. My head throbs with it. Panic rushing up from my belly to send searing flashes of acid across the back of my tongue and throat.
Oh. Did someone get himself stuck? And here I was having so much fun with our little game.
I hear her approach first, the gentle splash of the water, the clicking of her legs. Then her eyes appear out of the darkness, gazing down at me, feeding on me.
But all good things must come to an end, I suppose. And all that exercise can't be good for the babies.
Gidget! The tears are coming freely now, leaking down my cheeks to pool in my ears. Gidget brings her hands to my jaw, cupping my chin.
You've gotten yourself tangled up pretty good there, haven't you? Aww.
She smiles, tilts her head. Gidget, My voice cracks, throat thick with phlegm. I'm sorry. Her brows arc. I'm sorry for everything. A frown.
What do you mean?
I clench my eyes shut, jaw tight. And when I open them again, a fresh veil of tears shimmers across my vision. The things I said, I didn't mean any of them. I was really fucking awful to you. Gidget says nothing this time, just staring down at me, her eyes unblinking. I liked you just the way you were. Loved the things we did together. But I was jealous. I said such horrible things to you. Made you feel like something was wrong with you. My voice shudders. But there's There's nothing wrong with you. There never has been. I blinked through the water, sending another cascade down my cheeks. There's nothing wrong with you. It was me who was wrong for ever making you feel that way. Gidget's eyes began to tremble. I'm so fucking sorry. The room goes silent. Still, I feel Gidget's thumb quivering against my skin.
Oh, Iggy,
she says. Her voice Only in the next moment, a searing pain rips across my right shoulder, and I let out a strangled gurgle of pain, eyes shuddering in their sockets. Gidget's leg! One of them has stabbed straight through my shoulder. Gidget grabs a chunk of my hair in her hand, wrenching my head backwards with a delighted grin.
That was such a moving soliloquy.
She jerks the tip of her leg in further, stretching the opening and sending firework jolts of pain up and down my chest and arm, burning my brain.
Are you really that conceited?
She tilts her head to the side, poring over me hungrily.
That all you had to do was apologize, give your little sob story, shed a few tears, then that would somehow fix everything?
Another thrust of her leg.
Well, newsflash, cherry boy, the world doesn't revolve around you.
I spasm, sputter, drool bubbling up between my lips. It hurts. It hurts so bad. Fuck, it hurts! Every one of my nerves feels like it's on fire, exploding across my shoulder, ripping and tearing across the muscle. Gidget cocks a brow in disinterest.
Oh, I'm sorry. Is this too sexual for you?
Then grins.
It is quite erotic, isn't it? The way it slides in so easily.
She pulls her leg halfway out, pauses, then shoves it back in even harder. The impact sends spasms through my body, a throaty cry past my lips, and I bite down hard on my tongue, the taste of copper flooding my mouth.
I guess I ended up getting to fuck you after all. How poignant.
A giggle.
I did say it already, didn't I? All the different things I'd love to do to you, my cute little rabbit.
She's grinding her leg into the hole now, wrenching it back and forth, sending muddled spatters of blood up and onto my neck, my chin, my cheek. My vision is starting to go hazy, fading in and out, consciousness like a ticking pendulum.
But tonight isn't just for you anymore.
She leans down, her lips against my neck, smiling. Smiling.
Tonight and every night from now on is just for me.
Her lips part, and I feel her teeth on my skin, pointed and sharp, and pricks of pain as they press into my throat. Mistress! Gidget pulls away with a jerk, her eyes going wide. I see Gidget visibly twitch.
Cecil!
She finally hisses. Indeed, it is her cantankerous servant, looking a bit worse for the wear for sure, from the unkempt nest of his hair to the dingy state of his attire, but still sporting his patent-pending scowl and air of unadulterated disdain. Next to him, Genzo takes a step back in fright, the color draining from his face. What the actual fuck is going on here? Gidget ignores him, letting out another hiss and yanking her leg out of my shoulder. She retracts her appendages, rears back.
Why Why is it whenever I finally find some peace, you're always there? Always there!
She brings her hands to her head, fingers clenched in her hair. For once, Cecil cocks a smile, and he brings a hand to his chest with a sardonic flick. Because I live to serve. This just sends Gidget into an even greater rage.
Get out! Get out! Get out! You will not take this away from me! This is what I want! This is what I've always wanted!
She lashes out with her leg, sending a spray of blood, my blood, out across the room. A thin line of it splashes Cecil's cheek, and he glances down at it with a wince. Interesting. I don't remember anything about hatching a nest full of arachnoid infants from your list of childhood dreams. Gidget shrieks, then leaps. Cecil goes darting out of the way, rolling through the water as he avoids Gidget's threshing limbs. When he pushes himself back up to his feet with a tiny grimace, he pulls a kitchen knife from inside his vest, wielding it in front of his face. Genzo takes this moment of distraction to run towards me, his face whiter than white and his eyes strained. Fuck, Iggs! His gaze goes from the gaping hole in my shoulder to my tear and snot-streaked face. He brings a hand to my forehead, pushing back my sweaty bangs. Stay with me, okay? I'll get you out of here. Then he pulls out a similar knife from his pocket and starts hacking away at the stringy fibers holding me in place. Back on the other side of the room, Gidget is reeling. Scuttling first left, then right, then left again as she studies the bedraggled man standing amongst the webs.
You were never supposed to come back! I buried you away for good! For good! Ah!
She shoots a leg out, which Cecil blocks with a well-aimed swing of the knife. That's the thing about the truth, though, isn't it? Hide it away all you want, but it will always find a way to dig its way back to the surface.
The truth? Ha! Don't make me laugh!
Another swing, another block.
The truth is that I'm happier than I've been in a long, long time. That everyone accepts me. Everyone loves me. Not even my mother would be able to deny my accomplishments, to deny my perfection. But now you had to come and ruin it all! She rushes forward. Her body moves with nigh invisible celerity to the opposite wall in less than a second, and Cecil barely manages to escape her legs in time, flinging himself to the left just before the nearest tip would have impaled him. He staggers back to his feet, wipes out a fresh set of scratches on his cheek. Happy, he scowls. That's a lofty word for someone who can't even bear to look at themselves in a mirror. At this, Gidget twists back with a hiss. I see her eyes flash. When was the last time you even left this little home you built for yourself? Hiding away in here. Are you too ashamed people will see who you've become? That's not true! That's not true! That's not true!
Gidget screeches, and I see her start pulling, tugging, yanking at her hair.
I love who I am! I love everything about myself!
Another leap forward. She goes careening across the room, Cecil barely avoiding the flurry of her legs. He staggers, breath heavy, but resumes his stance all the same. I don't even remember the last time I saw you smile. And not those fake painted grins you give yourself. A real smile. From deep inside. I see Cecil's eyes tighten, his mouth twitch. Putting on these little acts every day, wearing your perfect doll mask, while behind everything you're dying inside. Gidget twists around, the very air around her seeming to warp and bend.
Shut up!
Why do you do it?
Shut up!
Why do you force yourself to be someone you're not?
Shut up!
When you know you'd be happier. When you'd be able to love yourself. Gidget whips her head back and wails, shrieks.
They Because I have to!
There's a squelch, a deep, heady one, and for a moment, nothing happens. Nobody moves. Nobody even blinks. Then a drip. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Thick, heavy drops that punctuate the stillness. Cecil is suspended in the air, head rolled back, arms limp. 4 of Gidget's legs are through his chest. Like some kind of horrific cocktail skewer. Holding him aloft. Soft and saggy and shuddering as rivulets of blood trace his legs, drip from his shoes. Gidget's voice catches. I see her staring at him. Bewildered. The flare of anger gone from her face.
Cecil?
She gives him a shake. It does nothing but send his limbs quivering, his head bouncing.
Cecil?
Again and again. Now her brows are curling inward, her pupils trembling.
No.
Beads of water pool beneath her eyes, giant salty droplets that grow and grow. Grow until they get so heavy they cascade down her cheeks like waterfalls, bubbling up between her lips.
No.
She pulls him towards her, takes him into her arms, looks at him a moment, then clutches him to her chest with a wail. It's a wail unlike anything I've ever heard, biting at my chest. A stuttered crescendo and tremolo that steals the very air from my lungs, the joy from my heart. She wails, and she wails, and she wails. Wails as though a part of her has died. As though a piece of her heart has been clawed in two. And as she wails, she begins to change. I can't even quite describe it. Shrinking almost. First her legs, shriveling up one at a time before simply falling off, like desiccated stalks crumpling to the ground. Then her body, that distended abdomen, deflating like a balloon. Wrinkled skin caving in on itself as her upper half sinks towards the ground. Lower and lower her skirt billowing out around her, ballooning out around her. Settling atop the water like a cloud, purple and shuddering as it descends to the ground. And from the cracked bits of parched skin, her own legs, her real legs, poke through, curled beneath her and sheltered by the torn flaps of her dress.
Cecil, no.
It's Gidget. Our Gidget. The one we thought we'd lost. Sobbing and shaking and holding, gripping Cecil to her chest. Desperately tight. So tight I could swear for a moment they become one. Genzo and I can only watch. Watch as she kneels in that stagnant, murky water and wails. Cecil's frame hanging limp in her arms. Gidget carries Cecil's body back through the tunnel. And once in her room, she lays him atop her bed. He looks tiny resting amongst the mountain of pillows. Beneath him, the duvet quickly becomes stained with blood. A brilliant red stain on the sheets. Gidget! I step away from Ginzo's support, my legs shaky. But Gidget doesn't look at me, instead staring down at Cecil. I see her arms trembling. Finally, she whips herself away, teeth clenched. She looks at me, looks at Ginzo. Whirls around, gaze surveying the room. Then she growls. It starts small, so small at first, I don't even realize it's coming from her. Then it builds into a guttural groan that crackles and claws at her lungs and throat. She goes stomping towards the tea table. Gives it a single glance, then grabs it by the edge and shoves it over onto its side. It gives a loud thud as it and the tea fineries on top go crashing to the ground. Without missing a beat, she grabs one of the chairs, raising it over her head and slamming it down onto the wooden mess again and again. Warbled grunts pushing past her lips. Gidget! I start forward, but Ginzo quickly stops me, a hand to my shoulder. Let her have her moment, bud. I swallow hard, but take a step back all the same, hands clasping and unclasping in worry. Gidget seems to finish with the chair. She straightens with a start, looks around, then goes stomping towards the chest of drawers, letting out a barely restrained roar as she yanks it away from the wall. It slams to the ground, drawers half open and spilling clothes and gold-tinted accessories out across the floor. Now to the armoire. She flings open the doors, grabbing fistfuls of clothes, fine laces and dresses and blouses, and ripping them from their hangers, throwing them to her feet, tearing at the fabric. She pauses there a moment, just standing amongst the chaos of clothes. Her fists are clenched so hard I can see her arms quivering. Then she takes off again. I'm not even sure if she knows where she's going this time. But mid-tirade, she spots the mirror on the wall. Stops. Looks at herself. Can't even look at themselves in a mirror. Then her face crumples in on itself. A fresh wave of tears forms a deluge down her cheeks, and she brings her hands to her forehead, palms slapping against the skin. She spins with a sudden whirl, makes a beeline towards the desk, rifles desperately through the drawers, then emerges with a pair of scissors and marches back towards the mirror. She stands there, staring, then lets out a guttural cry of desperation, eyes going sharp, and starts to cut. It's patchy and jerky and erratic. One chunk. 2. She clenches her fingers around one clump after another and chops giant swaths of it off that float to the floor. More and more, until a golden pile has formed at her feet. All that hair, all those cloying, honeyed tangles. Nothing more than a nest of cruel memories finally released. She doesn't stop until it's above her shoulders, tufts of it sticking out humorously in unkempt cowlicks. But that doesn't seem to be enough, because then she starts on her dress, yanking and tearing at the bows and lace, snipping away great greedy gobfuls of her skirt, ripping the fabric between her fingers. "Gidget!" She stops, her hand trembling, then turns to me, water quivering on her eyes. She sniffs, drops her gaze, and lets the scissors fall to the ground.
I need to be alone for a bit,
She finally says, voice small, so small. Of course. I feel Genzo's hand on my wrist, gently urging me towards the door. Come on, Aches. We'll regroup in the morning, yeah? I don't say anything, but let myself be guided from the room all the same. I throw one last glance at Gidget, her gaze still pointed downward, before Genzo pulls the door shut behind us.